Boycott Etsy. Should we be going on strike? What am I talking about? What do I think about it? Let's find out. Today is a good day for a rant. Right, so if you don't know, there is a petition going around, and I will not link to this in the comments or the descriptions. I'm not going to show you the TikTok video that I'm kind of talking about either, because for very good reasons, I don't want to draw more attention to these than already is. But if you haven't heard or you haven't seen, my computer's making random noises. Great, I'm in the mood for a rant. Annoy me too, computer. If you haven't heard or you haven't seen, there's a petition going about that. I have my notebook of rants to keep me slightly on track here. But from the 11th to the 18th of April, some people are asking to boycott Etsy. Sellers not to sell, sellers to put their shops on vacation, and buyers not to buy. And I kind of disagree with this. Now, some of you are it's very possible that you've not met me before. Hi, I'm Pam. I talk about Etsy. You might have not met me. You might have not met me before, and you're going to be saying, Pam, you're just a shill for Etsy. I can see it. Yeah, you didn't pay attention to the other videos on the way in. That's perfectly fine. I am not a shill for Etsy. I definitely make money off of Etsy, but it's the best option that we have. It's not perfect. And whenever it puts a step wrong, as probably in tomorrow's ranty video, you'll find out. If Etsy needs a ranting about, I will rant about it. But I do not think this is a great way to deal with the situation. So, but what is happening, what's been the straw that's tipped the camel's back? It's something we spoke about a couple of weeks ago. From April the 11th, Etsy is increasing their fees from 5% to 6.5%. That is, in the past 4-ish years, this is the second fee rise in 4 years. So it's near enough doubled in 4 years, which does sound a lot, but 6.5% is still some of the lowest fees for selling online. So it's gone up. Nobody likes an increase, but it's gone up from 5 to 6.5%. That is $1.50 for every $100 sale. So if that's really hurting you, then you've really got to reconsider your business model. But okay, so there's a petition. It was I wrote down 26,000 signatures as of just now, and around about 5,000 sellers have signed up to say that they will be putting their shop on vacation mode for all or part of some of the time between the 11th and 18th of April. So that sounds like a lot, 5,000, but actually 5,000 sellers in over 5 million sellers on Etsy. You're talking about less than 0.1% of people have signed up to even say they're supporting. So for a start, is this going to make a blind bit of difference to Etsy if less than 0.1% of people put their shop on vacation mode for a day or more over this period? Etsy wouldn't notice it. Buyers won't notice it. If there's one shop missing from the front page of a search term when a buyer's searching, all that'll happen is a seller that would have been on page 2 is now on page 1, and the buyer still has the same amount of variety to purchase from as they ever would, and they'll still buy. It's not going to bother you at all. The one thing, however, well, thankfully there's not enough people have heard of this yet, so I am not sharing this because I don't want this to go more viral than it has, because in all the missteps that Etsy has done over all the years, and it has done plenty, I'm not going to lie there, in all the missteps, the one thing that Etsy has never done is it's never told buyers to not buy from me. And that is what this petition is saying. There's even TikTok video. I'm not going to share the girl and young woman. I'm not going to share the young woman, and I'm not making fun of her or anything. This is her feelings. But at the very end of this, her quick TikTok that is going a little bit viral just now, she says, buyers stop buying from Etsy because they don't treat us well. a well-timed plane going overhead. If you can, I'm in the middle of a rant plane. I'm not even going to edit this video today. So buyers, stop buying from us because Etsy don't treat us well. That really annoyed me. Firstly, Etsy's not your mum. Etsy's not your dad. Etsy's not your boss. It's a platform to sell from. This is like saying Google makes another change, which Google makes changes all the time, and you have a standalone website, shop on a website, and you say to people, oh, stop buying off people's websites because Google doesn't treat us well. It doesn't have to. Google's job is to be a platform. Well, it's a search engine, but that's what Google's job is. Etsy's job is to be a platform for us. Now, could they do better? Have they done better in the past? Absolutely. But they're just a platform, and they're not the only platform. There are others there, but it is the best option, so I would prefer it to do better. But let's have a look in. I've listed the demands for this petition that they want Etsy to do. Is first of all to cancel the fee increase. Okay, I get it. People are worried about this. Honestly, as I said, Etsy is still one of the cheapest places out there. There's also mention, people are talking about, how awful it is. There's so many fees, you're not aware of all these fees. There's all these extra fees into it. And they mention payment processing fees like it's Etsy's fault. But no matter where you sell online, there will be payment processing fees on top. If you sell on your own website, you will have to pay a company for them to electronically get the money and to put it from the customer and put it into your bank. If you are selling at a craft fair and you take cards, your card reading machine will charge you money. Payment processing is not Etsy. Now, granted, when they changed to Etsy checkouts, what I paid in PayPal fees was less than what I paid in Etsy checkouts, but it's the cost of doing business. I have to pay someone to deal with the money. So, yeah. So the actual fees, they've gone up, but 1.5% is not a massive amount. And right, well, we'll get on to the next point and you'll see where I'm going with this. Step 2 that they demand, this is the strike's demands. So if we're stood outside round our little picket fire with our tannoys yelling at Etsy, crack down on resellers. Now, I totally agree. Etsy as a site says that you're not allowed to be a reseller. You have to have made your item has to be handmade, a supply or vintage, and they specifically don't want people buying stuff off AliExpress or, as we've seen in the UK recently, buying stuff off B&M or buying stuff off cheap shops and then selling them on Etsy and pretending they're handmade. Absolutely, we don't want this to happen. Quite a lot of people, though, are ranting at the number of print-on-demand type companies out there. And I get this has totally changed the feel of Etsy in the past few years. They've allowed that you can design items and get someone else to make them, but you're supposed to be involved in the design step. So I agree, there are a lot of print on design shops come up on Etsy, and it seems like that's not fair. We're trying to compete against these, but in general, you're not. If you're making a handmade ring, it doesn't matter that somebody's made a St. Patrick's Day t-shirt. You're not competing with that. If you are hand making, screen printing, doing awesome clothing, you're not even competing with those print-on-demand companies because you're making something unique and special and different, and you can show up, you can really get your brand name out there. Whereas if people are just putting a couple of words on a t-shirt, it's hard for them to stand out. If people are creating digital artworks and then getting a print-on-demand company to put it on a t-shirt, a mug, coasters or canvases, then good, they're still handmade, they're still doing good. But okay, yes, so we want a system that Etsy is going to be able to crack down on resellers. Now, Etsy said when they announced the fee increase, they were doing that to be able to put systems in place to be able to crack down on resellers. These kind of things cost money. There is over 5 million active sellers on Etsy, and we do not want a system. Look, people are complaining already. There are false positives. Every automated system that Etsy's put in place, for instance, the Amber, at the minute in time, it's very confusing. We can't sell Amber, and it's supposed to just be strings of certain lengths of amber beads, but it does seem that there's an automated system in place just now that is pulling down every single listing that contains the word Amber in it, including my friend Amber Marie had to remove her name from some of her tags and things. So there is an automatic system in place to try and do a thing, to try and automatically flag listings that shouldn't be on Etsy just now. And it's going wrong. And that's the problem, is the more automatic systems that are being trialed, the more people are going to get their listings or shops shut down that aren't supposed to be. So we want a crackdown on resellers, but at the same time, this is going to involve some teething trouble. I'm telling you right now, as they try and crack down on the resellers, we are going to find more and more of our listings and our shops are going to get accidentally closed down while the teething troubles happen. So careful what you wish for. This is going to actually hurt us more than it helps. And writing an algorithm to do all of that, policing the algorithm, dealing with the millions of extra new support tickets as people are screaming, why is my shop being closed down? That's all going to cost money. Where are they going to get the money? Oh, they're going to have to put the fees up. Okay. Point number 3, speed up the appeals and support tickets. Absolutely, I agree. It's horrible when people have had their shops accidentally closed down because there are systems going into place to automatically try and catch people that shouldn't be selling things on Etsy. So they get their shop shut down, or they get payment reserves, their funds are being withheld for whatever reason. They want to be able to contact Etsy nice and easily and have their tickets fast-tracked. Okay, that's good. Etsy has said it's putting up fees so it can take on some more people to do more customer support. Because in the past 2 years, the number of buyers on Etsy exploded, and it was good for all of us. They brought in a whole load of new buyers, and Etsy didn't have the manpower to deal with it. So it took the choice, a difficult choice, not a great choice, an annoying choice, but it took the choice to slow down the customer support for sellers so they could focus on the customer support for buyers. Something had to give, so that's what they did. They are now talking of employing more people to deal with this. There's going to be teething troubles as they train up new people and things, but Etsy needs more money for better support tickets. So you're demanding charge less money and at the same time give us more. That's quite a lot going on. Now, I get it. Yeah, Etsy did announce record profits. So they do have some profits and they should be rolling some of them in as well. I totally agree with that. But unfortunately, they're also a company with shareholders, and I'm one of them shareholders. I was about to say shareholders are greedy fat cats. So. But unfortunately, this is a thing. We knew as soon as Etsy floated on the stock exchange that profit was an important thing. But as it is for our shops too, we have to make money. Etsy's a business. Etsy has to make money. But yes, hopefully they'll be adding some of their profits in to help with all these extra things as well. But we're demanding lots of new improved things that are going to cost money, and we're demanding that we're not going to pay extra money for them. Doesn't add up. Complaint number 4 is end the Star Seller program. I hate the Star Seller program. I've told you I hate the Star Seller program. I don't even see that it needs ended or whatever. Certainly it needs made better. For those that don't know, Star Seller program, you get a little badge that goes, woohoo, you're a star seller if you get the right number of 5-star reviews, you ship on time, you meet a few hoops that Etsy set out. I don't see it is awful in that it's another little badge. Like we've got Top Shop for gifts, we've got all sort of bestseller badges. There's all sorts of little badges. I think they're patronizing. I think they're a little bit stupid. I don't think they're a big deal. I just don't think the star seller, firstly, it shouldn't have been rolled out with this big fanfare like it was something important. It's not important. It's no more important than any of the other badges, and it shouldn't be, and it should never be. It should never factor into things like search, because it's too silly, because you have to have 5-star reviews. And I believe there's still some issues with some older versions of the buying on Etsy app, which means that some buyers are unable to leave more than 4-star reviews. And if they leave a 4-star review, then that person will lose their star seller badge because they've not got a 5-star rating. Now, I would much prefer if they weighted the stars properly. So a 1-star review hurts your star seller status, but a 4-star review, it only knocks a little bit of a percent off, not the whole thing. Not saying that a 4-star and a 1-star are just as bad. It has to all be 5 stars. So I think they could make the star seller program better, and I really think they're going to. I think, look, they've done this before. We've seen other things like this in the past. They roll something out to a big fanfare and creep it back ever so quietly. So I don't think we have to do a hue and cry about the star seller program. I don't think it's that important. I get why people are worried about it, but it's not going to get you, it doesn't get you more sales, not in a noticeable fashion. It doesn't get you less sales. It's a little pat on the head. It's a gold star. It's a little badge. But yes, please make it better. But yeah, I'm certainly not going to shut my shop for a week because of this. And the final point was all sellers to be able to opt out of off-site ads. For those that don't know, I've actually got a video coming out on this in a few days, if I ever get time to sit down and edit it, if I'm not ranting at the camera. But the off-site ads are a program where Etsy advertises your listings on your behalf on sites like Google, Facebook, Pinterest, blogs, all sorts of places. And if you have sold in any given year more than $10,000 in a year, then you're automatically opted into this program. And for every sale through the offsite ads program, you're charged at 12%. And if you've made less than the $10,000 a year, you're charged 15%, but you can opt in and out. Now, a lot of people are mad that they can't opt out. And in general, I get that. It's like, if your shop is so big that you don't actually want to be advertising, but you can't opt out, that's a bit of a pain. However, I'm hearing a lot of people complaining because 20, 30, up to 80% of their sales are coming from offsite ads, and they want to opt out, but they don't want to lose the sales. They still expect to have the same number of sales, but they basically don't want to have to pay for them. But if your shop is doing so well that you don't need the offsite ads, it would be nice to be able to switch them off. But Etsy did show in the 2021 financial review just a month ago, they did point out that the offsite ads, what we're paying for them, is only paying them back about 60% of what they're paying. So this was always a thing. First of all, Etsy rolled out the offsite ads in their marketing budget. Etsy put aside some of that money to pay for our ads, to pay for our listings to be advertised, and they didn't charge us anything for this. And then a couple of years ago, they decided to claw some of this back so that they could increase and advertise more. So they charge us this fixed fee, which does not cover how much the ads are costing them. So we're still getting some stuff for free here, basically. So yeah, I can't remember the exact number. It's either 40 or 60%. It's around that ballpark, but we're not paying the full cost of advertising our goods. So yeah, Etsy's not going to roll that back because big sellers are likely to have been making more sales, getting big money from the offsite ads, and Etsy wants some of its money back. It's promoted you probably to get you this far if your shop's old enough. I've done pretty well out of them in the past. It's slowed down in the past year. I'm going to have to look into that, but yes, I get it. It would be nice if if everybody is able to switch off the offsite ads, but if that happened, my feeling is offsite ads would then become more expensive, which would then mean that little shops that are trying to grow, that need the ads more, it's going to cost them more. And yeah, 12% again sounds like a lot, but it's not off of every sale. In general, something between 5 and 10% of your sales are likely to come from offsite ads. So you can, if it's 10%, I'll just say this for the maths, but you could add 1.2% to all of your listings, and on average, then you would have covered your ads. So think of your ads like a marketing spend rather than a fee on that one sale. If it's more, I did hear the other day from someone saying they had 85% of their sales came from offsite ads. If that's the case, then you have a really great niche that's doing well on probably Google. And you can be looking at getting off of Etsy. Teach yourself how to do offsite ads. Teach yourself how to do Google ads. And you have the kind of niche that would do well off of Etsy. But yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to let everybody opt out of offsite ads. And if they did, offsite ads are going to become more expensive, especially if they reduce the fee, if they stop the fee increase. So it's basically like, don't take more money off us, but give us more stuff. And that's not going to happen. We've got to be realistic in what we ask for. And me personally, I don't think a strike that Etsy's not even going to notice, but it may, that this kind of publicity might make buyers feel less good about Etsy. Buyers feel good about shopping on Etsy because it's handmade. The people who know about it are coming here for handmade sellers. And if we're saying, oh, Etsy doesn't treat us right, then we're going to lose those nice handmade buyers that are coming to us because they understand. It's not going to put off the buyers who are coming for the cheapo stuff, for the drop shipping stuff. So if we kill the feel for buyers, what we're going to do is actually drive Etsy to be more of a site that's for the drop shippers, that's for the cheapo, that's for a competitor for Amazon. And the hilarious thing I did see noticed somewhere, someone was saying Etsy used to be like Folksy. And for those of you that don't know, Folksy is a UK company. It's been around for a very long time. I actually have a shop on there. You don't hear me talk about it much. Yeah, there's a good reason for that. And basically, it's hilarious saying Etsy used to try and be like Folksy. No, Folksy came along as an alternative to Etsy. They were both a little handmade venue trying to do the nice little boutique thing. Now, you've heard of Etsy and you've probably not heard of Folksy, and there's a good reason for that. Etsy grew. Etsy got its name out there. And yeah, that's what happens, is unfortunately that business model for the twee little handmade thing isn't profitable enough. Etsy had to grow, and yes, it's still handmade, it's still got the good feeling and everything, but it can't be like Folksy because Folksy's not working. Folksy's not that great. It's been around for a very long time and it's not doing as good. Unfortunately, a business has to do the thing that works for the business. Now, has Etsy made mistakes? Etsy has absolutely made mistakes. And yes, since planes are going past. Don't you know? I'm in a rant. Yes, I'm not going to lie. Since the CEO changed, it was about 4 years ago, Josh Silverman, don't know him personally. I'm sure he's a wonderful person. The feel has changed drastically. But in my belief of what you're better doing, rather than stomping up and down and saying these things. Look at the things that are really important to you. Think about actual proper solutions, not just stop doing this thing, but contact Etsy. They don't listen to one person, but they listen. If 5,000, if those 5,000 people messaged not in angry rants, but messaged constructively, then things would get passed on. Don't just say end the star seller program, else I'm boycotting you and hurting myself by not getting any sales for a week. Say, I don't like this about the star seller program. I mean, really, do we care? If the star seller program didn't hurt us in any way and a 4-star review wasn't a big deal, would it really be a big deal? You want crack down on resellers. Yeah. Support the things that are making it easier. Support by supporting your other handmade pals. Share things. Let people know about Etsy and how to find the handmade things. But don't telling people that Etsy's not good to us. It doesn't have to be. And yeah, I could let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Anyway, but I am not going to be boycotting Etsy. I am going to be continuing to message them about what I see is wrong. I'm going to be continuing to talk here when I'm not happy about stuff. I'm also going to be continuing to message Etsy when I think they've done things right. Positive reinforcement. Train the good boy Etsy like a little dog. Train them, let them know when things are going right. And keep on building up my social media. Consider getting my own website and stuff. Always be looking at alternatives, but it's the best we've got for now. Okay, right. See you tomorrow with another rant. Not even joking. Bye.